Hello, Beltaloda, and welcome back to the channel, my friends. Of course, it's Expanse Day, the best day of the week. And today it's an extra special Expanse Day as we begin Season 5 with Episode 1, Exodus. Friends. We all love the Expanse. And again, when I'm getting to beginning of a season, I am so excited. But am I ready? Absolutely not, because these creatives have a way of weaving a story unlike anything I have ever seen. Before we get started though, friends, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and it allows me to alert you when it's Expanse Day. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description, my friends. But all that is then and this is now. And now it's time to start the greatest show's most recent season for me as we watch Season 5, Episode 1, Exodus. Here comes the juice. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And for the first time this season, away we go. Also, I know this is a holdover from Season 4 cosplay. I always wait to see what the season's like before I change cosplay.
Marco Inaros is looking to make a name for himself.
All these new systems, they belong to who can take them.
I've been thinking about ways to end Marco Inaros. I have settled on drawn and quartered with turtles.
What's coming?
I can't stand that son of a bitch. My hand to God. Oh, this is our stealth target. 21 megatons. Holy shit. Okay. So it got too close to the sun and exploded. So let's say 173 days. All right, we're near Venus.
Rogue asteroids around Venus, we got ourselves a bona fide space oddity.
The radar and LiDAR scans keep changing. The readings are all over the place.
Instrument malfunction.
What else could it be?
Dude, he's doing this to see how they handle the stealth, isn't it?
I think that was a radiation surge. It felt like something hit us.
Like what? We're well clear of those fragments.
It didn't look like anything hit you.
What the fuck?
We've got a hull breach, deck 6.
Seal it off. Everybody gear up.
They didn't see anything because it's stealthed. They only picked up the particles. Oh, never mind. That's Philip.
What?
The Rock, what do you know?
Nothing. Nothing. We just got here. We do.
Who knows what you know?
Nobody.
Oh my God.
Good to go, okay? Good to go.
No.
Dear God. This is tough because I don't know. I need to know how old Philip is here because obviously he's been indoctrinated into Marco. Marco's in crusade. But I mean, these are damning things that you can't come back from. Is it just me or does the actor that played Philip look like Naomi? I mean, I would buy it in real life. Amazing. I mean, I'm not even sure it's unsung. We're in the credits. I'm not even sure it's unsung, but the casting director, if you were the casting director for one actor or one role in this show, you're amazing because each and every one of them have been unbelievable. Home runs each and every time you sign somebody. It's a tough job to pick somebody wants something, a director or somebody wants a specific thing, and you have to pick them and hope that you get it right. And you have to give them what they need, not what they want. Back to Tycho. What are you up to, Fred? Wow, look at this. There was a little extra money in the budget, I guess.
Dusters know how to build. I'll give them that.
How about we stick to Martians? I do fly with one, and he's never called me a skinny.
She was in Star Trek Discovery. I've seen seasons 1 and 2.
You and your crew really...
Lucky to be alive, yeah. We hear that a lot.
It's on the plaque.
Alex and Amos are both off station on personal business.
Ooh.
What?
What the fuck do you think I'm running here? Fucking soup kitchen?
I don't fucking know what you're fucking talking about, boss man.
Who's this lovely gent?
A Tycho is a business that is dipping in the red, and your ship has been taking up a valuable slip for way too fucking long.
Okay.
See, Fred's got a soft spot for you and your crew, and you're taking advantage of it. I call that stealing.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you call this? Okay, so are you Fred Johnson? Then I don't get the fuck out of my face.
You couldn't use a com?
Not for this.
Uh-oh. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude. You're nobody.
This is your son.
Get to him quick. He's falling farther each day. Ah, great acting.
Funding colony ships into the ring gate, a surge in job openings has created new opportunities.
See it disappearing?
Everything okay?
Yeah, just a couple things I have to deal with. You should probably grab dinner on your own.
You're not going to tell him?
Speculate about the function of the ancient machines, as well as what awesome power could have wiped out the builders.
Wow, this information is delineated to the public now. We're talking about the builders and everything in real time. Really? Wow. The lazy songbird, which is half-ass whistle. I'm lazy. I don't want to like full whistle into the mic. What's this? Why are you away from the Rossi? I don't like any of this. Well, hey guys.
Late and Jenny for changing bands.
You snore?
No.
No.
Do I?
She takes pills to sleep.
And she has them ready. Something tells me it's not the act of snoring that irritates him. It's a reminder of something.
Optional, of course, but pay if you want. Because then again, you never know what could happen if you don't.
I had to get all the way to a maintenance airlock, open an emergency panel, strap a mask.
Before he could breathe.
I learned that I could hold my breath for almost 2 minutes while engaging in physical stressful activity.
So?
You have to ask yourself, how much damage do you think I can do to you in 2 minutes before the knockout gas gets to me?
Oh yeah.
No, no problem. I was just letting your associate know that nobody in this cabin pays for any of your insurance or anything else from now on.
Says you?
Says me.
It says him.
What crew you run with?
The Rocinante?
Never heard of him.
You probably have. I'm out of context here.
I'm out of context.
I guess we'll find out sooner or later.
Yeah. Sooner or later.
Oh, buddy, you just wrote a check that your ass can't cash. You guys made a great friend.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go take a shower.
You crazy, kid. You know what they're gonna do in there?
Yep. I hate waiting.
The question I always ask myself, can I love Amos Burton more? And I always think no. And I'm always proven wrong.
You must be stupid. Those two back in the cabin, they was gonna pay.
I didn't do it for him.
Well, they got in a couple, huh? Look at those eyes. And you know, I often ask myself, why I'm somebody that doesn't even like fighting, like in TTRPGs or anything. Oh, this bitch.
Holden.
I can't stand her.
Having a front row seat to the almost destruction of the universe tends to change you.
Well, that's... Jim's got season tickets to that show.
I'm working on a story.
Ah, yeah, there it is.
So did you get a sample of it? Relax. We're not on the record.
Oh, yeah. No, not at all.
Because why else would someone be doing protomolecular research at a secret facility in the belt?
Oh yeah, Rocinante,
If there's any more of it out there, who knows what it'll do next? I'll tell you, I think you know what it'll do next.
I don't.
And if you
I have no idea, dude.
Brother Yakuman, the best this side of series.
Hey.
This side of series. I mean, again, characters that annoy me mean that the actor's doing a great job. I despise Marco Inaros, so the actor's doing a phenomenal job, and I don't like her character either, so she's doing a great job. I just don't like the characters. I think the acting work is phenomenal. No, what the way? There we go. Is this Alex? Does he get it? Oh, he gets to take her?
Okay, sorry, I'm not trying to show off.
Yeah, you are.
Hey, Bobby, looks like I'm right on schedule. Looking forward to having drinks and seeing you in person.
Oh.
Anyways, I have found the perfect spot. Here's the details. See you there, partner.
So we're gonna have an Alex, Naomi, and Amos season?
I have a buyer who's in the market for Mark 23 Gladius torpedoes. It's a stealth-clad ship to surface.
I know what it is. What makes you think I have access to something like that?
Just asking.
Like I said, we're done.
Yep.
Don't contact me again.
That was too far. If only there was an old investigator around to help you with the subtleties of interrogation. Bobby doesn't, I'm joking.
Unfortunately, I burned another contact in the process. I think the doors are closing. It feels like the operation could be shutting down and we're running out of time.
Red good, blue's bad. I love it.
I truly appreciate your faith in me, ma'am, and I do not intend to let you down.
Okay, so they're trying to root out what, like, black market weapon, like, marketeers, weapons.
Then, sorry, you say no disturb.
Boss man.
Get out. And close the door behind you.
Oh, shit. Who runs Bartertown?
Are you and Dawes doing protomolecule research?
Why would you ask me that?
That's
You're not denying it.
That's right.
One little glob of that stuff on the Rossi activated the machines on Illis and nearly blew up the whole fucking planet.
Oh.
What do you know about the artifact on Illis?
Whatever's been made public.
No, come on now.
I believe what I saw inside may only be visible to human perception in ways we don't understand.
These entities created the artifact and destroyed the protomolecule builders. Wiped out their whole civilization in an instant.
Wow.
Think maybe you and this scientist might be imagining.
I'm not imagining it.
You're really, we're doubting?
I think it changed my brain and let me see them. It's like folding a piece of paper. Fold it enough times, even after you unfold it and smooth it out, the creases are still there.
Claiming to have brain damage is not the way to sell me on this, son. And nothing else like it has been found on any of the other colonies.
Not yet.
So in other words, what you're worried about is pure speculation.
Okay. Yeah, Holden doesn't know what he's talking about. Fred, you got this on lock, buddy. You got it all figured out.
And the OPA is policing the belt without any assistance, any interference from the inners. We'll talk about getting rid of the protomolecule.
Uh-huh. So, couple decades, then?
Nothing's ever gonna change.
Nope.
You're not responsible for the world. Do something meaningful with the time you have in it. Believe it or not, the world will go on without you.
This is Holden's lot in life, though. Saving people. He's always in the middle of it. Thank God.
Hey, Tally.
Alex.
You didn't tell her you were coming?
I want to see you. And Melis.
He's away. Field trip for school.
Oh, hey.
Which answer are you looking for? You don't have to feel guilty about abandoning us because we're fine.
No,
wow.
That's not
Or
it.
I say we're all broken up about it and you get to feel loved and missed. So which one are you looking for? Here's the answer. You don't get to know. You're not a part of our lives anymore.
Wow. I mean, I completely agree with that. I mean, Alex, these are all things that you need to expect. I mean...
Look out, gunslingers! Annie Oakley's in town!
Hey, Bobby!
I love it. Annie Oakley's in town.
So, how the hell are you?
Beer seems great.
Well, I guess times like this, that's what family's for, right? How's everything
Brother?
going with... Yeah.
We haven't been in touch for a while.
Oh, boy.
Because you're you, Bobby. Gotta stay positive.
I'm staying realistic. Some things can't be fixed, and sometimes you're a fucking moron to try.
Oh, okay, that's no way to be.
Yeah, whoa.
Jesus fucking Christ. If you wanted to be your son's hero, you should have shown up 3 years ago.
What?
Get it through your head. It's over. Move on.
I mean,
This was not a good day for this.
Woo.
I know where my son is.
There we go.
I have to go there now.
Then we'll do whatever it takes to get the Rossi ready to roll.
I chartered a freighter bound for Palace. It leaves in a few hours.
There's no one here for the...
No, I leave in a few hours.
Why?
If Philip is with you...
He's not. I'm sure of that.
You can't do this alone. It's too dangerous.
You don't understand.
You didn't give me a chance to understand.
Right.
At least then I'll be close if you need any help.
You can't help me with this. And I don't want you to.
You can't save her. Everyone's telling Jim he can't help. Can't save. Can't do what he's born to do.
His father is gonna get him killed, and if I don't at least try and stop that from happening.
Is there anyone that can go with our drummer? Drummer's probably not on Tycho. I'm trying to think of somebody that's a belter that could, like, not blow or cover or, you know, helps with the optics and the perception of the thing. Look at you showing off, Expanse. I'm very scared. We are everywhere. I mean, we might not even have the Rossi in this season because there's no crew to fly her. So this is Luna, right? I don't think we've ever been here. Is this Amos coming in? Lovell, Jim Lovell City, nice. These long shots are interesting. They're sticking with these really long shots.
First of all, I didn't start it. And second of all, they were all alive when I walked out.
We're not here to arrest you, sir. With your escort. This way.
Amos doesn't need one of those. No shit.
You look like shit.
You look amazing. A friend of mine died. She was important to me when I was a kid. I'm going back to Baltimore to settle her affairs.
Oh, wow.
Sit.
Amos is like, well, I'm not going anywhere.
What's this for?
For teaching me how to walk in night boots. It comes in handy, especially in this godforsaken place.
It's interesting how that liquid poured.
You and I have very different life experiences, Chrissy.
Don't call me that. I'm a member of parliament, not your favorite stripper.
You can be both.
I have news about our friend in the belt.
Ooh.
Do you intend to kill anyone down there?
Don't intend to.
I won't bail you out if you do.
Can I go now?
You can be both. To Christian Avasarala, you can be both.
I promise you will have a front row seat to watch Marco Inaro swing from a yardarm.
Be happy to bring the popcorn to that.
What do we got?
Did you hear about the science ship that disappeared near Venus a few weeks ago?
Here we go.
This looks like a drive plume.
Sigint was able to extract a drive signature.
Wow.
Why would Marco Inaros destroy a science ship?
I'm not convinced he did. The match was only 53.7%. Don't get too excited.
Too late.
Too late. Oh my God, we're scattering to the four winds here. Never split the party, everybody. I mean, we've absolutely fractured it. Oh, getting that cup of coffee. Rossi's so empty, man. Oh my God. Mars is just a rock now.
Not now. They hate us because we shamed them. They hate us because they think we are weak.
Yeah, this guy.
When we surprise them in all their strength, On that day, they will fear us!
Fucking bards. 12 days, 7 hours, 13 minutes. I say thee to you, Marco. All right, everybody, we just got done watching the Season 5 premiere, Episode 1, Exodus, and the only thing left to do is to talk about it. All right, everybody, we just got done watching The Expanse, the Season 5 premiere, Episode 1, Exodus. Okay, so they're giving us a big setup, big cast in this one. You know, you could say that the cast was, the way to look at it is this: it's like our theater of operations has spread now, exponentially so. In season 4, we had obviously Illis, we had the things that were going on in on Earth with Christian, on Mars with Bobby, and then in ring space, basically, you know, or with the Belters with, you know, Drummer and Ashford and everybody like that. So now they've spread us out even more and given our principals more. I mean, we're on Earth with Amos. We're on the moon with Christian. We're on Mars with Bobby and Alex. We're at Tycho now with Jim, and Naomi going to points unknown to the other station to see Philip. I mean, people are everywhere now. I mean, this is. I mean, you really couldn't have fractured the crew anymore. I mean, literally, none of them are together. Our principal 4 crew members of the Rossi, none of them are together. They are absolute points unknown. Not points unknown. We know exactly where they are, but I mean, they're as far away from each other as they can get. So, I mean, there's no speculation as to. Amos says he's going for a funeral. I'm assuming it's his significant person, the one person a kid needs to have in their corner, you know, the Rossi. We'll see. I'm very interested to see that. Obviously, Alex and Bobby, I'm not really sure why Bobby was so pissed at Alex, other than she was just pissed in general. You know, and he was asking questions that kind of picked at old wounds, and she was just, you know, I mean, Alex, again, has a very flippant way of addressing his abandonment. And, you know, and I don't want to say flippant is maybe too strong a word. Alex is always a positive person. You know, he always tries to be. He always tries to, you know, lift people up. Hey, here's some lasagna, you know, all this stuff. I always think of him as the ship's counselor, too, because that's, you know, his secondary job next to pilot, is always kind of checking in with people. But it's also that positivity that comes across just like that, just as like, oh, you know, flippancy. You know, I'm here now. Isn't that cool? And, you know, his ex-wife understandably was like, no, it's not fucking cool. You know, Bobby, you should have been here 3 years ago if you cared about your kid. You know, I mean, these aren't just like opinions. This is fact. And again, it's one of the things I love about Alex's character. He's horrifically flawed. So many of the characters have, I mean, Jim is maybe the only one that you can say isn't horrific. He's flawed. He's not horrifically flawed. You know, he's as close to our shining knight as we've had so far. But at the same time, my God, you know, I mean, the company he keeps, maybe he's shadowing his soul a little bit. And, you know, again, so it's interesting to see that really the death of Mars is it's very heartbreaking to see that, you know, everybody, because in Mars at the beginning, seasons 1 and 2, in the early part of the series, they were just in it. They were all in the same boat. They were all rowing in the same direction. They all had the same idea: bring Mars to, you know, life. And if anything happened where, you know, funds were reallocated for the war effort or for defense or something like that, they would get, you know, everything was measured in the time it would take Mars to become viable. And they were like, well, that's another 100 years before we have a blue sky, or another 100 years before we have an ocean, because of this setback. Now to see them act like this, you know, I mean, it's so realistic. It is so, I didn't even consider it. And as soon as Esai said that in last season, I was like, oh my God, he's absolutely right. That why would you waste time with a fixer-upper? You know, I mean, it's something. So we're going to get to see that from 2 different perspectives here, I'm assuming. That we're going to have Bobby and Alex on the ground in Mars, at least initially. I mean, that's where their placement is right now. We're going to get to see, I'm assuming, if he's going all the way to Baltimore, we're going to see some actual what's going on Earth through the eyes of Amos. Again, I mean, that interaction between Amos and Christian was one of the greatest in the series. I mean, that it's two characters that you're like, oh yeah, they know each other. You kind of forget, that Amos taught her. She goes, "How do you know how to walk in pumps?" And I haven't always been. That was he has some of the best lines and exchanges with her because I think he feels with her the way that people should appreciate her. He sees her as a threat. He doesn't see her as a politician or, somebody to be circumvented. He sees Christian for what she truly is, a threat, and he respects the shit out of that. You can tell when Amos respects somebody because one, he's easy around them. He leaned back and he put his foot up. If he respects them and he knows what their bent is, if he can respect people that he doesn't, finds off-putting or a potential threat, and he remains very tense and very, shoulder lead and stuff like that towards him, like he keeps his profile. I mean, you can tell whenever he identifies threats, and it's great because he immediately changes posture, stance, everything like that. But with Christian or with other people that he respects, he knows that she's a threat. He knows that she's deadly. And he sat back and crossed his legs because he felt comfortable with her. Great shit. Just again, it's these nuances that all of the actors bring to these characters that they now know, that they have lived in through all of these things. Wes knows how Amos would react in this situation and did so accordingly. And then we can all go, that's Amos. Because Wes is Amos in this moment because he has done so much work on this character that he is able to now embody these small, I don't want to say changes, but Amos has changed. His exchanges are more, I don't want to say human, but they are. There's more charisma in the way that he addresses people opposed to when we first met him. It was like chipped, fragmented sentences and bursts of like communication. Now he can engage in a conversation and smile, and it's like, Amos, I recognize and appreciate your work. But it's interesting because, this was this was maybe our most advanced setup we've had at the beginning of a season. Chime in, everybody. What do you think? Because normally when we start a season, and again, The Expanse is notorious, especially early on, for beginning a season in the middle of a season. We had the end of a book several times occur in the middle, season 2 and season 3. So we get these, these kind of almost feels like a season premiere in the middle of it. So this is, take all of those into consideration. This one, though, seems like, we haven't have an ID on Drummer yet. I'm assuming she's in this season. Again, you don't know. Does Drummer go the way of a Prax or an Anna, where we know they're still out there, but they're, not part of the crew or this season's story? I'm not sure. I think that Drummer always holds a very integral part of any of the Belter conversations that we have, and that she really kind of needs to be in there because she's as close to a voice of the Belt as we have. I think that, Ashford was that as well. And I think that Drummer does that the actress Dee does that very well too. She encapsulates what it is to be, I don't want to say a normal Belter, but a Belter without the pomp and circumstance of like different affiliations to different, sects and stuff inside of the OPA, the Golden Bow, and is that not right? Golden Bow. And, all those different, and the Anaros faction and stuff like that. She gives us a really good kind of broad strokes of, as did Ashford, of, the Belter experience maybe. So for that very reason, I'm hoping that she's there because with Fred, you get like, I'm not even sure what Fred is. Fred's an Earther that became a Belter, but he's something different because, he's constantly, building, and working on something. And, so you're never really sure where you stand with Fred. I enjoy the character quite a bit because quite honestly, he plays it very realistically, like his interactions with Jim are, I've got to keep Jim on my side. I can't piss him off to the point where I never see him again because he's a great asset. But at the same time, this guy doesn't need to know everything that I'm doing because one, he's a Boy Scout and I'm going to get an earful if I'm trying something. And Fred's not used to that. Fred will have conversations with like Anderson Dawes. Fred will have conversations with like a Christian Avasarala, but like, with a Jim Holden, it's almost like he's humoring Jim. Like, okay, let's sit down, we'll talk for a couple minutes, but I'm back to the business of the belt or with the business of Fred Johnson and I'm not sure those are the same thing, So Fred is interesting, but that's why we need Drummer because Drummer gives us the pulse of what the belt really thinks, or at least the creatives can use her in that respect. She brings up great points. She brings up, even her debates and arguments with Ashford until she came around to kind of the way that he was thinking, put the uniform on. That's the type of person that I need to have in here so we can touch back and say, okay, much like Bobby is, in my mind, the perfect Martian kind of voice box. It gives us the what's going on Mars. Now we see it through her eyes. We learn with her as a dutiful Martian. Oh, you're the best Martian, Bobby. Now we get to see how she reacts to the things that are going on around here. I mean, so far so great. The Expanse is amazing. It always will be amazing. Just the absolute depth of the setup for the season 5 is very impressive to me. We're all over the place, which makes me very nervous because the strength of the Expanse and the strength of the Rossi, it's the crew, and the crews together, they're almost unstoppable. So again, the creatives acting very much like the dungeon master or the game master in this was like, let's split them up. Let's see how tough they are by themselves, and split them up they have, my friends. Oh, my friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you when we go live with episode 2 of season 5 of The Expanse. And of course, if there's anything that we do, Expanse included, that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description, my friends. All right, everybody, but now it's time to say goodbye. But you know what? I'm in a bit of a pickle here. We are all over the place. Where should we say goodbye from, friends? We have seen places hither and yon and left and right, and our people are scattered to the four winds. So where should we say goodbye from? Well, friends, the only place that we know as our home base, that we know as our home. Let's say goodbye from the Rossi. She doesn't deserve to be this empty. And I think we're going to have to say goodbye from different places from this point forward. So let's touch the walls, give her a good salute, because we might not see her this season. Friends, until I see you for the next episode, Vulcan Roll.